Welcome to Quail's Knitting Nest. My name is Joy.
And I'm Janet.
It's been a bit.
Certainly
we
has.
were here.
Busy Christmas, busy January.
Well, and I got COVID right after New Year's.
So
I've been down. Yeah. I think
so
everyone's
staying in.
I think everyone's been sick.
Oh my goodness. You know, it was -2 at 3 o'clock this morning. My husband
And you know that because
we had a power failure. No power twice last night because there was an accident in the area.
So the power was
widespread.
out. Yes, it was very widespread. I was reading about it on Facebook. Very widespread, and of course it was, like you said, -2 last night.
Yeah. It was for 3
Fahrenheit.
Yeah. First time it went out, it was for 3 hours, and then it was about 2:30 in the morning. Went out for another hour. Thankfully, we have a fireplace to turn on and to keep warm.
At my house, well, we still had power at my house. Fortunately, we didn't lose it, but we have no backup. If the power goes out, we are sunk.
Yes.
So it's been cold this week. Of course, we haven't had. I feel bad for the people in Louisiana and Alabama.
And Florida too.
Holy cow!
6 states have a state of emergency. I read.
Yeah, I see pictures of like 6 inches of snow on the Gulf of Mexico.
Houston. That's the first time, I forget, since the 80s or something.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And some part of Louisiana got like 11 inches of snow. It's just crazy.
They were saying in our news that those states have more snow this year than we have in Philadelphia this year.
In the past 2 months, all combined,
Because Sunday we got about 4 or 5 inches. That was it.
That's
We're lucky, but it's single digits at night, and it's in the teens during the day all week so far.
Yeah, it's been cold.
And we're wearing our heavy sweaters because of it. I can actually wear a heavy sweater.
It's cold enough.
I didn't put the thermostat way up, so we can
be
I knew you wear a heavy sweater
and
too.
Not overheat,
Oh, so what do you have on?
This
is exciting.
Yeah, I finished this. All done. This is called Baltic by Alice Starmore. This is what it looks like in the book. And it's from this book, Fisherman's Sweaters by Alice Starmore. And for the yarn, I used Kerry Woollen Mills, their Aran weight, which I bought when I was in Ireland 2 years ago. Wow, it's already 2 years now since. And I finally got around to winding it and using it, and feel it. It softened up a little bit.
It did, yeah. It's not quite as
scratchy and not quite as rustic as it was.
Did you soak it good?
Oh yeah.
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 Did any oil or anything come out of that?
No.
Is that the type? No. Okay.
Nope. And it also expanded enough, like I was talking before about how narrow these sleeves were, and they are still narrow, but there's plenty of room for me to get my arm in there.
Did you have to pin it out or flatten it, stretch it? No.
Well, I did forcibly stretch these because I wasn't sure how much give I was going to have. But like here, there's almost no ease, whereas down here, there's like an inch or two of ease. And then at the bottom, I have quite a bit of ease. I probably have 4 inches of ease here at the bottom.
It's perfect for this winter.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, really only the stranded parts are the heavy, thick parts, because this stitch pattern itself is not very dense, really. There's like...
I think this looks crocheted.
It does. But see, like you can see sort of holes between the stitches, so it's not as dense. So it's not quite as heavy as it might otherwise be. If the whole sweater were stranded, it would be like I could only wear it outside probably.
I was just looking at the pattern, what it was. Just triangles, diamonds.
Yeah, it's called Baltic because she took the patterns from like Estonia area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it worked out.
It certainly did. Did you have any left over?
Yes, I have about a half skein of each color left over. Not a ton, but enough. Like I wasn't playing yarn chicken.
That's good. Hang on to it in case you need it.
Right. Well, I've already needed it twice because I had this random, I don't know what happened, but it looked like a stitch was cut.
Oh.
Like right in the middle here. So I went back and fixed that. And then there was something else, I forget what, I had to fix. So I've already had to use it twice.
Always good to hang on to those pieces.
Mm-hmm. And this is beautiful. We're almost twinning here today.
I hope this shows up as navy. And Joy's is navy too.
Yeah.
But this
Mine's
is
more grayish, and yours is more like a
That's
true.
true. Yours is heathered.
Yeah.
Like a heathered blue or something. This is the Humulus by Isabell Kraemer. And I made this in about I'm guessing it was 2019. The pattern came out in 2018. It was either 2019 or 2020. It was towards COVID. And I used Cascade 220 100% Peruvian wool. The navy, and this is actually a heather blue. It looks gray, but it's a heather light blue. I loved making this.
And it
looks such a nice sweater.
I swear on the camera it just looks spectacular. I really like how it's coming.
The pattern really shows up on the camera.
Yeah.
It's a little more muted, I think, in person.
Uh-huh.
I like this. This is warm. This is probably the warmest sweater I own.
Well, that's worsted, right?
Yeah, it's very, I'm really happy with it. It fit very well. It fits very well, I should say. And it was easy to make. Isabell Kraemer writes nice patterns.
I've heard that. I've never made one of hers, but I've always heard good things.
I think I don't know if I made another one, but I know I have quite a few that I bought in my library.
One day.
Or someday, because I love her designs.
Someday. I had leftover yarn from my Aran and Carlos stocking, so I used it to make this hat. It's called the Holly Berry hat. Holly Berry Beanie by Noemi Zimmer.
A beanie. Oh, they call it a beanie.
Well, it's pretty close fit.
Yeah, it's cute.
And it has options for length. Like you can make it like a beanie, or you can make it like a whole stocking cap, like all the way down to your shoulder, whatever. I just did as much as I had yarn for. I started with the red. I had mostly red left over, so I started the brim with the red, and then I did this portion with the white, and then I actually ran out of the white. So then I used the red for the rest of the top, and I used up almost every little past piece of the red, so then I had the green left over for the pom-pom at the very top. And it's a little bit snug for me. I couldn't wear it because it squeezes my head a little bit too much. But it would fit a smaller head fine. So that's the Holly Berry Beanie.
So I think I had shown this our last podcast in the beginning of December.
Oh yeah.
This is the Split Decision. I'll show you the picture. By Pam Sapienza. And she's part of the knitting place. They do a podcast every week from the yarn shop, she and the owner. So this is mine. I'll show it like this, and then I'll show you. So this is the way it's worn.
I can model it for you if you want.
Let's see. With the split in the front. I could put it on.
That's cute. I like that.
Yeah, I do too. Very much. You could wear it either way, I think, too. You could also unfold it, too, and just wear it like a big cowl. She shows it like this, too, just as a turtleneck a little bit. Pull it out. You could wear it any way you want. Turn upside down. Yeah. But I just love this yarn. This was Malabrigo Rios. This is the color. And it is pure merino superwash. And this is the second ball. This was the second. There's 210 yards, so I used one and part of this one. Probably a third of it, I would say.
Nice fall-ish colors.
Yeah, very pretty.
Very pretty. Do you start at the split part, or do you start in the round and then
start in the round? Yeah, and then split it, and then knit flat back and forth. It's fun to make, and it's so. Everybody uses this word squishy, but it is. It's soft. It doesn't bother my neck.
Very nice.
I think this is the first time I used this Rios, and everybody's always talked about how wonderful it is.
I've never used it either.
I love it.
But it is beautiful. my church is collecting mittens in the month of January. So I made a bunch of mittens, which I will show you.
Oh my goodness.
I started with these blue ones. I just used scraps from my stash. And each mitten weighs like, I don't know, 70 grams. So you need at least that much to make a pair of mittens. So I started with these blue ones. And then I made these brown ones, but I lost at Yarn Chicken, as you can see. So I wound up doing the thumb with a different color. So these are plain. These ones I put a little bit of a cable in. And then I made another pair in red with a slightly different cable. And then I had a bunch of scraps, not enough to make a whole pair, so I just striped blue, brown, and red. And then the thumbs are different.
Yeah. Now, are these washable?
Yes, they're all washable.
Oh, that's nice.
Some of them are acrylic, some of them are super wash, but they're all washable.
And what size did you make?
I have 4 pairs. I made size Joy.
Like a medium.
Well, it's like a women's medium. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I made them all the same size.
Mm-hmm.
So Sunday I will drop those off,
mm-hmm.
and they'll go to their future home.
Whoever. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And my last finished object is my latest hexagon.
Mm-hmm.
Started a new pattern, which is kind of busy in the middle, and then it calms down around the edges and looks sort of like a thistle, I think.
That's interesting.
And the colorway is the brown and the gold, and then the very, very edge is turned into blue. Mm-hmm. So this is the Persian Dreams blanket by Jenise Hope, and this is hexagon number 13. So I'm more than halfway done.
I have Chelsea in Paris, the picture, and that's Christina from Chelsea Luxe Yarns. This is her yarn and her pattern she wrote, Chelsea in Paris, and it's actually a beret because I cleaned out my hats and so forth, scarves and everything, and I was trying on hats, and I have another beret, and I think that's the best style for me. I don't like the beanies. I don't know. I just don't look good in a beanie, but this, I'm not putting this on because then I'll have static, but
oh, that's
pretty.
I'll
show you the yarn. This yarn is wonderful. This is
it's
her
the Chelsea yarn
yeah,
too.
This is her recommended yarn. This is the Chelsea Luxe Duet. It's Luxe Cobblestone, which is 90% merino, 10% nylon, and Luxe Mohair, which is 72 kid mohair, 28 silk. And the color is Stonewash. That's her label. And that's
so it's like a pale blue with
it's almost like a denim blue.
Yeah.
So that's
flecks of gold and purple and
here's
yellow.
the mohair.
Oh yeah,
it's beautiful. I just love her mohair.
Now are they the same colorway?
Yeah, both.
Wow, they look so different.
So when you buy this is all twisted together.
Yeah,
and it's one price. And this is the cobblestone. You could see the all the bumps in it.
That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
So this is very purpley, and that's more your like more teal blue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then they combined it.
That was so much fun to make.
Huh?
I haven't made a hat like that in a long time.
Neat.
And I just so happen I should have brought it. I have a scarf that's kind of this blue. It's not mohair or anything, but it looks good with it.
Do you have any socks today?
No socks today.
I have a half.
And none started either. I gave everything away at Christmas too.
I have one sock done. This is the opal yarn that I was working on last time. I finished one sock, and my other sock is about not quite halfway done. I'm actually almost to the heel on the second sock. But I really like how it's striped. I'm really jamming with this striping. I really like it.
Are those for you?
Yes.
You can see this, the size.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So what are you working on?
I started the Bermy Basic 28. And this is by Beth McDonald Stone. So she came out with this pattern, I think it was last year, and she wrote this for all different weights of yarn.
Oh.
So this is for the fingering, and she has it for sport and worsted and DK, and I think bulky. She might have come out with. So the 28 refers to 28 stitches to the inch. So everyone's called Bermy, and then how many stitches? Not per inch, per 4 inches.
Yeah.
Yeah, 28. Yeah.
Oh, that's handy.
So yeah, there is a 14, but anyway. So I decided to use my Rhinebeck purchase, and I think is just beautiful. It's from Cat Mountain Fiber Arts, hand dyed in Colorado by Kimberly Perkins. And what it is 8 different types of yarns. It's called Fusion 800. There's 100 grams of 8 different yarns. Okay, so I knew I wanted a plain sweater that would show off all the yarns. So I got it started. But it's fingering and it's taking me forever.
Yeah.
Hold that up. So I have 3 packs of 800 each, and I just started with the 1 pack, and now I'm on the second.
So are you
repeat.
striping a certain inches or a certain number of rows?
Just using the yarn. It's supposed to be about 100 yards each.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just using the ball of yarn, pretty much.
Okay.
Up here, I have mohair. Up here, I did try to keep it the same.
Okay.
These 3 around the neck. And this neck, I just use a whole ball of it. And then here, I continued. I actually used 2 for this one because it was coming to the separation point, and I wanted a nice sturdy yarn for that.
Yeah.
And now I'm back to the tweed.
Is this one like a boucle?
Yep. There's all different kinds.
And there's a one with
There's
Selena.
sparkles,
Yeah, the sparkle.
There's a sparkly one. And then there's just, and this one even, this is like a little bit of lurex in it. Less sparkly. Here's the boucle one. You can see maybe up there.
Gives it a nice texture.
Yeah, this one's different too. I don't know how to explain that one. It's kind of shiny.
Yeah,
there's a little shimmer to it.
A little bit shimmery.
But it's a lighter color. And then I'm left with, well, I showed you the tweed. Yeah. Then I'm left with these 2 that I'm not quite sure about. This one is very thin. It's a single ply, I think. No, is it? Might be.
Looks like it.
Looks like it is. So I haven't used it yet because it's so
It reminds me of the Fino a little bit.
It does.
Yeah.
It does, exactly. So I didn't put it in yet. And this one is the heaviest one. And it's a little fuzzy. So I haven't used that yet because I didn't want it around here. So we have to figure this out.
Well, you can put it in
when
the
I
body
get down
somewhere.
a little bit.
Yeah,
When I get down a little bit further, I think on the body I'll put it. And then I have to use it in the sleeves too, so. But it feels so nice.
It
I know I'm
does.
gonna love it.
Yeah. And it's
did,
lightweight.
Yeah. I did have to rip out twice. The first time the size that I chose, which I thought was gonna be the right size, and I'm even on, I have my gauge 7 stitches to the inch, was much too big. I tried it on, it was much too big. So I ripped out 500 some stitches per round. So I went up to 520 stitches. I was supposed to go up to 572, but I cut it at 520 because it was getting too big. And then I just knit straight for a little bit to get to my armhole depth. And I'm going to leave it at that because I think it's big enough. And it's stretchy too. I'm afraid it's super wash. I'm afraid it's going to stretch.
What size needle are you using?
4.
Oh. Wow, so you're getting 7 stitches to the inch on a 4.
Yep, the ribbing was 2.5 and I'm knitting with the 4. So that's that. So it's taking a while.
Well, I am
and that's
also
about all I'm working on.
Working on a sweater. We took a trip to Conversational Threads.
For their sale. They had a good sale.
Was that before or after the podcast?
After. It was the week after the podcast.
So we went up to Conversational Threads because they were having a sale, and I had a gift certificate that I'd been holding on to for months.
Almost a year.
And I wound up getting this yarn. It is Highland Shetland. It's 217 yards on a 50-gram skein, so it's fingering weight, 100% wool. I got these two colors. I'm making the Schneeflocken by Sarah Solomon, which calls for this Harrisville Shetland yarn. I had seen it on a dummy at Rhinebeck a couple of years running and had always wanted to make it. So this is done bottom up, and I am finished my 2 sleeves and the body, and I joined at the yoke, and now I'm working on the yoke. So that's what it looks like at the moment. Are you pulling up a picture?
Okay. Try to follow the spelling here, I hope.
No. The original is done in a very light gray and a black, and I have not quite black, it's charcoal, and this light purple, which is called lilac.
That's a tight knit.
It's supposed to be 6 stitches to the inch. I tried a new way of, new to me, swatching in the round. Have you done this?
Where you cut you?
No, you don't cut.
Oh no.
These are loops on the end.
Oh, okay.
So if you needed to scavenge your swatch, you could rip it out and reuse it. But feel,
oh yeah,
and then feel
much different. Oh my gosh, what a difference!
It blocks out beautifully. It's really nice. It softens up and it becomes a lot more drapey. And so the way that you swatch this is, of course, you're still knitting every row, but you do it on either a circular or a double point needle, and you knit down, and then you slide the stitches back to the front end, and then you measure out enough yarn to knit the next row, and then you knit the next row using that yarn, and then you slide it back, and then you're back at the end of your skein. So every other row, you're either measuring out new yarn or you're just knitting off the skein every other row. So you end up with these loops on the end, so you can scavenge your swatch if you need to at the end, and you're knitting every row, so it simulates knitting in the round.
I've heard about that a while back, but I never tried it.
Yeah, this is the first time I ever tried it, and I think it's a good approximation of the gauge, but not exactly what I ended up with on the sweater. And I've done some ripping as well. The first sleeve,
we all do.
The first sleeve I knit all the way to the top, only to discover that the top of the sleeve was too narrow. So I ripped it back and then re-knit it and increased more at the top. And then on the bottom, I knit the whole bottom part, only to realize that I had forgotten to increase for the stranded portion because the gauge was different and it was much too tight at the bottom. So I ripped this whole thing out, started over, and did up.
Goodness.
So now I'm at the yoke, and we'll see how the yoke turns out. 'Cause I haven't tried it on, and of course it's on the needle, so you can't really tell. But this is where I am.
Is that a turtle? I can't tell the neckline on there.
It has options for a mock turtle or a full turtle. But I'm not sure that I'm going to do either. I may just do a regular crew.
There's the turtle.
Yeah, I may just do a regular crew neck. But I love this pattern.
Mm-hmm. There's the whole picture.
And I'm getting close.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is fingering weight, so it's much different than this Aran weight thing I'm wearing at the moment.
Mm-hmm. How are you doing on yarn?
I'm fine. I have 2 whole skeins left.
Oh, okay.
And that I haven't even touched yet. Plus the skeins that I'm working on at the moment.
Oh, you have enough.
So I should be fine.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's beautiful yarn.
Yeah, I've never used it before. I've been wanting to try it, and so far I'm very happy with it. It's very easy to spit splice. So every time I join a new skein, I've been spit splicing them all, so I don't have as many ends to weave in. So what did you get when we were up there?
So I got something I've always wanted. I always hear everybody talk about this on the podcast, and it's just quite a little expensive. So this was perfect on the sale. I bought the Mayak yarn. I guess I could show that. And this is 100% baby yak, and this color is Lazy Day. And I bought, let's see, how many of these? I think I have 8 of these. No, I have 6 of these. And I bought another color of the same yarn. I have 8 of these. And they are 125 yards each, 50 grams. These are 50 gram skeins.
So you have 6 of one color and 8 of the other. Is it enough for a sweater?
For using the 2 colors, sure. Yeah. So I was thinking of doing stripes. Hohi Locatelli has a couple of striped sweaters I was thinking of doing, because I don't think the color work would work out. They're too close. I don't think it would stand out.
Plus you might need more yarn if you did color work.
Yeah, maybe. But oh my goodness, it feels wonderful. And it's worsted weight. So
very nice.
This is coming up. I really would like to get this started, but I'm stuck on that Bermy. That's going to take me forever.
And what about the pressed flowers?
Well, that's still where it is, because I wanted to start this one.
Oh, okay. Well, I do have some acquisitions as well, but mine are all, no, not all. I do have this that Janet gave me. It's called Cocoa and Cashmere Lanolin Wool Wash.
Oh, yeah, I never showed that when I bought it. That's right. I bought a couple fragrances too.
Woollen & Co. I have never even heard of it. Where did you get it? Do you remember?
Online. I ordered online.
Oh.
Needles at the Ready promoted, and also the Knitting Posse were talking about it, and they put a discount code. They had a discount code for it, so I thought this is the time to try it.
Yeah.
So I got that, and I also got the little tubs of lanolin rubbing. But I think I have the tobacco and fig fragrance. It is beautiful. I just love it.
Oh yeah.
I washed a couple of sweaters with it already. Just not new sweaters, but sweaters that I needed to wash. In my closet, when I get near them, I could smell them in my closet. I love the smell.
So does it smell like tobacco?
No, not at all. It's just like a woodsy smell, and that's what I like.
Okay, yeah.
I don't like flowery.
Well, I haven't used this yet, but it'll be interesting to try. Were you happy with how it?
Oh yeah.
Does it need a rinse?
Very nice. No, it doesn't.
And then I got some books. The first one I'm not going to talk too much about, because it is the Doodle Knit Directory, which Janet got and has already talked about. So it has all of these fun. It has stitch patterns, and then it also has a few patterns, hats, socks, whatever in the back. So this will be fun. Then I also got, this is called Short Row Colorwork Knitting by Woolly Wormhead, who is famous for her short row hats. So this book, in the beginning, it tells you how to work short rows, and it gives you her method for charting them. So instead of knit so many, wrap and turn, go back, blah blah blah, instead of all of that, she's developed a charting method that shows you how to work the short rows visually. And then there's a section which is basically like a stitch dictionary of short row patterns, different things that you can do. And then at the back are a few patterns of items, and I just highlighted a couple that I might want to make. This one, which I think is fun, called Rippleish, which is a beret. Yeah. And then this scarf, which is by Carol Feller.
Oh, that's pretty. I like that.
Called Calathea.
That's really cute.
It's nice colors too, that pink, the pink and the charcoal. Very pretty. So those are a couple things I might try out of this book. Fun. And then the last book that I got is called The Nordic Knitting Primer. And this is by Kristen Drysdale. And there are some, it's very basic. It presumes that you are a beginner knitter and starts from the very basics. And even
you have a lot of tabs in there.
I know. I went through it and I'm like, oh, I didn't know there were this many in here that I actually liked. But some of her basic patterns might surprise you. But here's one called the Magnus Pullover, which I thought was beautiful. And what do we have? This is the Freya hat. It's not a great picture, but it has really pretty color work on the top of the hat, which I like.
That's the one on the cover.
Yeah, this is the cover photo. It's called the Linea Pullover.
That's pretty.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
Is that in fingering? Looks like it might be.
DK.
Oh, is it?
It's DK.
Very nice.
And there's two slippers in here. This one, the first slipper, is called, I don't know how to say it. Stern slippers.
STJ. How do you say STJ?
I have no idea. But they're those very pretty. Oh, there's the little Haken sweater.
That's cute.
This is really cute for a little boy. And here's the other slipper pattern called the Olsen slippers. And then finally, there's, of course, a Selbu mitten pattern.
That's pretty.
So pretty.
A lot of nice patterns in here.
Yes, it's a beautiful book.
Is that a new book? I don't think I ever heard of it.
Published 2021. So it's been out a couple of years. I don't know when it came on my radar, but so those are my acquisitions. Oh, I see you have something else to show.
I do. Well, Christmas presents I received. I love opal yarn, and this is the Vincent van Gogh collection, and that's the work of art that it gets inspiration from.
I think I have a pair of socks in that colorway.
Probably. And it says the name of the work, but it's D-I-E, capital B-R-U with 2 dots over it, C-K-E. I don't know what that is. It's some kind of a walkway. I'm not familiar with that picture, but I love the colors.
Yes.
This is really nice. One of my friends gave me that. She also gave me, not knowing that I was already into these doodle decks, she gave me the winter card doodle deck.
Is that one?
Which is different from the winter patterns in the book. So it's very nice.
And it's different from the ones you already have?
Yep. It's all different. Because I have Rhinebeck and I have Autumn. I forget what else I have. I think I have Halloween. But of course, just to show what they are. Here's your pattern. And they give you the basic cowl pattern in here, but I have the book Joy just showed. So she does give other patterns to use for the doodles. And she just came out with a new one. I just got an email yesterday, Valentine and Romance. They're very, so I guess this is a seasonal thing. It's going to happen all the time. So I subscribe to her.
Well, until she runs out of ideas.
I don't know how she does it. And then I had gotten a gift card for Miss Babs at Christmas time. She was having a sale, but I found out about the sale a little bit too late. Mostly everything was sold out on the website. So, but I did see this, which of course is my colors. This is Yummy 2-ply toes and fingering yarn. 100% superwash merino wool, 133 yards for 38 grams. They're just little 38 gram hanks.
So is that fingering or sport?
It's fingering. It's called, this is the Maryland Sheep and Wool 2024 colorway.
Oh.
Lakeside.
That's really pretty.
Okay. So, but after a few days, I got an email from Miss Babs telling me that the 5 that I had ordered, that there were only 5 left. I knew that because everything was at the end.
Yeah.
They sent me an email telling me that the dye lots were very different. And they are very different.
Yeah.
Look at the major difference. So I have 2 of the lighter and 3 of the darker.
They are very different. Yeah.
I told her go ahead and send them to me, but not thinking they're going to be this different. But I think they would be nice for color work. I think they're
Yes.
beautiful.
Yeah.
And I have enough solid yarns in these shades
Uh-huh.
that I can mix it with. So that's what I'm thinking I'll use these for. So I have 5 at 133 yards. So that's like 700 yards. So it should be enough for some kind of color work.
Does she normally
nice
sell
yarn.
38 grams?
No, I've never seen this before. I don't know.
I wonder if they're ends.
I don't know. The colors are just beautiful. And I have one more thing that I got for Christmas that's really pretty. I'm using as a knitting bag for my cousin, who's also a knitter. But this is an actual Polish print.
Oh.
I think it's beautiful.
It is. It's gorgeous.
I just love the colors and the design. And it's just a basic tote. So
Wow,
I'm
that
keeping
is
my
pretty.
Bermy sweater project in it.
That is nice.
I love it. It's a nice canvas, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's heavy. Very pretty.
Well, I have one additional item that Janet doesn't know about.
She always surprises me.
I'm going to be hosting a Lenten mystery knit along.
Oh.
So it starts Ash Wednesday,
Mm-hmm.
March 5th, 2025. It is going to be a shawlette, or like a kerchief size
Oh, perfect.
neck piece.
Okay.
It's worked top down. It'll be triangular in shape, and it's using 3 colors: a light color, a dark color, and then either a medium color or like a pop color. So it is called the Lenten MKAL 2025. I will put a link to the pattern in the description box if you're interested in joining us in doing this. So there's 7 clues.
So you're assuming I'm doing this? No, I would, because I like shawlettes for sure. And what weight? DK weight. Okay.
DK weight.
Mm-hmm.
7 clues, 3 colors. First clue drops Ash Wednesday, and then each of the next 6 clues will drop the 6 Sundays of Lent following. Yeah. Each clue will have the one knitting clue for the week, and then it will have daily scripture readings and meditations to go along with. So that's why it's about Lent.
So how much do you need of each color?
Your light color, you need about 182 yards. Your medium or pop color, you need 170 yards. And your dark color, you need 150 yards. So that's not a whole skein of each.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, if you
Size
have
7
some
needle.
partial skeins, whatever, you can do that.
18 stitches to the
And
okay.
I'm thinking I might do mine.
Oh.
Red, white, and blue.
Well, it's not really white. It's more of a natural color.
Yeah. So this will be my dark and my light and my pop color.
Oh, and this is your favorite yarn too.
Yeah.
Mountain Laurel.
Yeah, Shetland. Well, her Shetland is from Shetland sheep. The Harrisville Shetland is not actually from Shetland sheep, but it's called Shetland. But this is actually from Shetland sheep. So this is one of the colorways I'm thinking of using for the shawl.
That's pretty.
I haven't decided for sure yet, but so this is a suggestion. So a dark, a light, and then a medium or a pop color.
What if you used a variegated as your middle color? No, multi.
Well, it's mosaic, the whole
okay.
thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So it's slip stitch mosaic stitches.
Oh,
So
my
if
favorite.
you could use a variegated yarn, but it might get a
lost.
little
No.
muddy.
I missed that part. Mosaic.
Yes. Good question. Thank you.
I guess you're not going to show it to me ahead of time, are you?
Nope.
I guess I'm. How about that?
And on our podcast page, if you go to the Quail's Knitting Nest page on Google, or what's it called? YouTube, there are different tabs. And if you go to the community tab, I have a link to the pattern there, and you can, if you want to comment there, that will be a space specific for this mystery knit along. If you have questions or comments that you want to post, go to that community page on YouTube, here on YouTube.
Is it up now?
It is up now, and I also have, if you are a podcast watcher, I have a code to give you so that you can get the pattern for free.
Wow.
And the code is MKAL podcast. MKAL is all capital letters and podcast is all lowercase letters. And I'll put it on the screen here. So if you are a podcast viewer, you can get the pattern for free by using that code. I do ask that you not share it with people who are not podcast watchers. This is just for you. A special gift just for you.
I see the size too. I was curious. It's 15 inches by 15. Okay.
50, so it's
long.
50 inches long,
and 15
and it's about 15
good.
inches deep.
That's a nice
at
size.
the deepest point.
Very nice. I can't wait to go and sign up for it. March 5th. Okay.
Yeah. So you have a month.
Time. Yeah.
Yeah, you have a month
Yeah.
to plan and decide if you want to do it or what colors you want to use or whatever, or if you even want to go out and buy yarn.
Right.
You can do that too. Yeah. So that is that. And then
Very
my
nice.
question for you all this week or this episode is, do you enjoy mystery knits or would you prefer to know what you're knitting?
I like mystery knits, I have to say.
Yes. Janet likes
I do a
mystery
lot of them.
I like
enjoy them.
to
And she doesn't,
write
I don't think.
mystery knits, but I don't like to participate in mystery knits.
I do. I haven't done one lately, so this will be fun. So don't tell me.
Then it will really be a mystery knit for you.
Oh dear.
And this is what, if you go and get the pattern today, this is what you get. This is the first page that gives you like what you need and all the
Materials,
the specifics.
Yeah.
So you don't have to madly write this down as you're watching, but you can go get this and it'll give you all the information. Well, we've had fun catching up with you today.
Stay warm wherever you are.
Yes, especially if you're in the South.
And not accustomed to it.
Right.
Okay, I guess we'll see you in February
Yeah, we'll see you in February.
at some point. Don't forget how Valentine's Day is coming up.
Yep, happy
You could get
Valentine's
nice doodle
Day.
deck designs to make
All
something.
right. Yeah.
One of the podcasts was showing, botanical knits from England. I just watched it yesterday. She was showing a cowl knit up with the Valentine doodle deck. Really cute. Really, really cute. So many ideas.
Yes. Never ending. Yep.
Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.